Alright folks, let's dive into the heart of the off-season conversation surrounding the Warriors core of role players. The unsung heroes who don't always get the spotlight, but whose grind often sets the tone for everything else that happens on the floor. We've already looked at the big names, Steph, Draymond, Kerr, Jimmy, Kuminga, but now it's time to talk about the guys who fill in the gaps, make the hustle plays, and keep this team glued together during the grind of the regular season. And into the high-stakes moments of the playoffs. We're talking Moses Moody, Gary Payton II, Buddy Hield, Kevon Looney, and even Trace Jackson Davis. These are the dudes who might not be headlining the box score every night, but they show up, do their job, and grind like professionals. So let's break down what they said about their seasons, their roles, and what might be coming next for them and for the Warriors. Let's start with Buddy Hield, because man, what a turnaround this season was for him. Buddy straight up said this was the happiest he's ever been playing basketball. You could see it too. The joy was on his face, in his energy, and definitely in his performance. The guy played all 82 games in the regular season. That's rare these days, especially for a guy coming off the bench in some games and starting in others. Then he kept that same energy rolling into the postseason, showing up in all 12 playoff games. That Game 7 performance against Houston, unreal. 33 points, 9 3-pointers. That's elite level stuff. And we're not talking about a guy on a superstar contract either. He's making around $8 million a year, which for that kind of production, both in the regular season and especially in a Game 7 scenario, that's serious value. And yeah, he had some low moments. He started the season absolutely on fire. I mean, historic numbers in those first 5 games, and then hit a brutal cold stretch that got him benched for a while. It was rough, the classic hot and cold player narrative. But what matters is that toward the end of the season, he stepped up, adjusted, and started playing more complete basketball. Defense, which had always been a weak spot for him, actually improved. There was a turning point midway through the season when Draymond got on him. You could see it during a game, and that moment must have clicked for Buddy. From there, his activity on defense ramped up. He got his hands in passing lanes, he fought through screens, and just looked more locked in overall. Now his three-point percentage this season was down from his norm. 37% on 549 attempts, which is a solid sample size. Normally you'd expect Buddy to be around the 40% range, but when you're hoisting up that many threes, sometimes the numbers dip a little. From the field overall, he shot 41%. Nothing wild, but consistent. Enough given his role. And he's not really known for his mid-range game or driving to the rim, but he's serviceable when he needs to be. Assists, rebounds, blocks, all hovered around his career averages. But the big talking point is scoring, 11.1 points per game. That's low for what the Warriors really need from a guy like him. If this team wants to stay out of those nail-biter finishes and give Steph some breathing room, Buddy probably needs to be putting up somewhere between 15 to 18 points a night. Still, all in all, the Buddy Hield experiment worked. And for $8 million, that's a deal. He gave the team real, tangible output and showed flashes of being more than just a specialist. Now, it's just a matter of consistency. If he can carry that momentum into next season, improve his shooting efficiency just a bit, and maintain that defensive edge, he could become a legitimate two-way threat. Now, let's shift over to Gary Payton II. After the trade that brought him back, you could tell this group felt a shift. There was this sense of urgency. GP2 talked about it, how they all looked around the locker room and said, this is it. Do it for Steph. Do it for Draymond. Don't play for yourself. Play for the squad. That's leadership mentality. And even though he had a roller coaster season because of injuries, he still managed to play 62 games, the most he's played since the 2021-22 season. That alone was a win. Offensively, Payton isn't lighting it up. 6.5 points per game, 32% from 3, but that's never really been his game. What he brings is that lockdown defense, the energy, the ability to guard multiple positions despite being 6'2", still under 1 steal per game. That's a little underwhelming for someone known as the Glove Jr. Rebounding was solid, about 3 per game, and he was finishing efficiently at the rim with a field goal percentage of 57%. He's always had that bounce and body control to convert tough looks inside, especially off cuts or broken plays. But here's the thing. Payton is now an unrestricted free agent. The Warriors would love to bring him back, no question. But it's going to come down to money. He made just over $9 million this season. Realistically, on the open market, someone could offer 10 to maybe even 20 million. Especially a team looking to add a proven playoff defender to round out a championship roster. That said, if the Warriors can lock him down again in the 6 to 8 million range, that's a win. He's a leader in the locker room, he fits the defensive identity they're trying to rebuild, and he knows how to play alongside Steph and Draymond. Continuity matters, and GP2 gives them that. Now let's talk Trayce Jackson-Davis, a guy who had one of the more unique seasons on this squad. Started the year strong, had some impressive flashes, then kind of disappeared from the rotation. There were games where coaches didn't even use him, like against Minnesota. But when his number was called later in the season, and especially in the playoffs, he was ready. That's what you want from your bench. Guys who stay engaged, stay prepared, and take advantage of their minutes. He played 62 games. That's solid. For a guy taken 57th in the draft, that's actually really impressive. Points per game were down a bit, but that had more to do with minutes and opportunity than anything else. What's really got to change is the shooting. He said it himself. He's working on adding a jumper, and that's critical in today's NBA. You can't just be a rebounder or a defender anymore. You've got to stretch the floor, at least keep the defense honest. And Trayce didn't take any threes this year. 0. That's got to change next season if he wants to stick around long term. His free throw percentage needs a big jump. That can't be overlooked. Rebounding was strong though. 5 boards per game, 2 of those offensive, which shows he's doing work under the rim. He's got good instincts on the glass and plays with effort. Assists were respectable too, especially out of the pick and roll. Overall, not a breakout sophomore year, but a steady one. And financially, the Warriors are in a good spot with him. He's under contract for a couple more years at under $2.5 million per season. Unless he gets packaged in a trade, he'll be around, and he's a solid depth piece to develop. Now onto Kevon Looney, a true Warrior in every sense. 10 years with the franchise. That's loyalty, that's trust, that's culture. Looney said it himself. He wants to be here, but he knows how the league works. When you don't win, everything is up for negotiation. This past season was a rough one for Loon. Statistically, it was his worst year in a while. Only 4.5 points per game, a slight dip in rebounding at just over 6 per night, and just 15 minutes per game. His lowest since the 2019-2020 season. The emergence of other frontcourt players, injuries, and matchups kept him out of the starting lineup more often than not. What made it harder was the contrast from the year before, when he was playing heavy minutes and doing the dirty work every single night. This year he still played 76 games. Again, super dependable, but he just wasn't impacting games the same way. Field goal percentage dipped. I remember all that offseason talk about stretching the floor and adding a 3-point shot. Yeah, that didn't happen. He took 5 threes all season, made 2. Not exactly a game changer. If he wants to extend his career and remain relevant in this league, he's going to need to evolve into a stretch 5, or at least be a reliable mid-range shooter. Looney made around $9 million this year and is now an unrestricted free agent. It's hard to know what the market will offer him. Somewhere between 10 and 20 million seems realistic for a steady vet big who can rebound and defend. But will the Warriors match that? That's where things get complicated. They might decide to go in a younger direction or hope that someone like Quinton Post can take a step forward. It's up in the air, but Looney's value as a locker room presence and a guy who just gets it is hard to quantify. And finally, Moses Moody. Man, his season was a full-blown roller coaster. Started off barely in the rotation, then he was starting, then he was out again, then boom, making clutch plays in big games. That's been the Moody story so far. He played 64 games, averaged just under 10 points, and honestly looked like a totally different player by the end of the year. His field goal percentage dipped a little, but his 3-point shooting climbed to a career-high 37%. A very encouraging sign. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In a stunning move that has sent shockwaves through the basketball world, the Roma Warriors have officially announced the acquisition of rising star Kevon Durant in what analysts are calling one of the most impactful trades of the season. known for his explosive athleticism, clutch performances, and defensive tenacity, Durant is expected to immediately elevate the Warriors' status as serious contenders for the championship. The trade, confirmed late Monday night, caught many by surprise but signals a clear message from the Warriors front office. They are all in for the title. Durant, who has been a standout performer for his former team, brings a dynamic presence on both ends of the floor, averaging over 20 points per game this season. Along with strong rebounding and assist numbers, his versatility and intensity perfectly complement the Warriors' fast-paced and aggressive style of play. Team executives have remained tight-lipped about the exact details of the trade, but sources close to the situation suggest that the Warriors gave up a promising package of draft picks and young talent to secure the 24-year-old guard-forward hybrid. Despite the cost, fans and analysts alike are praising the bold move, pointing out that acquiring a proven talent like Durant could be the missing piece in the team's quest for glory. Kevon Durant expressed excitement about joining his new team, stating, "I'm ready to give everything I've got. The Warriors have a winning culture, and I can't wait to be a part of that." His arrival is already generating massive buzz among fans who believe his addition could reignite the championship spirit that has long defined the Warriors franchise. With this trade, the Warriors are making a clear declaration to the league. They're not just participating this season, they are here to win it all. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.